In this video, I'm going to play a game of chess and live stream myself playing a game of chess in order to see if everything is working properly with regards to streaming. This won't be a serious video. I'm just going to play a game of chess, talk about my thoughts, and hopefully set up the streaming software that I need. So here goes. We're hopping into the 10-minute pool. We're the white pieces. We have a Sicilian. I always go with the Smith-Morra Gambit. Seems to be the most reliable weapon against a Sicilian. They declined the Gambit, but I'm going to give them another chance to accept it. They decline it again. I'm going to trade on d4. Takes. All right. I'm going to develop my bishop, prepare to castle kingside, perhaps. So he's attacking my knight. I have an option to trade it off, or to move back, or to defend. I like defending while developing. I think that's the most reasonable option. All right, I'm going to castle now. They choose to take on e4, which, I'll be honest, I missed, but I don't think that they can get away with it. Because he's lining up his knight with the king that's not castled. And so there might be some sort of tactic here. Like if I go queen f3, I threaten mate and the knight at the same time. But he has knight f6 there, so let's see what other options I have. If I go f3, he probably is going to move back to f6, and then I can bring my rook to the e-file. I kind of like this move queen b3 for some reason. I don't know if I can even explain it. I just think it's good to develop while creating a threat. He castles. I'm going to kick the knight. He'll have to move somewhere, maybe to d6, but that kind of blocks the d-pawn. Gets in the way of his own pieces. I'd be happy with that. He did go there, so I'm just going to continue developing. All right, he trades the knight for my bishop, which is probably a good decision. He probably has d5 here, and I almost guarantee that that's the top move according to the engine. Puts a pawn in the center while attacking my queen. He doesn't choose to go for it, so I'm happy with that. He is attacking my bishop though, so I'm going to develop my rook while defending the bishop. We'll see what he decides to do. I still think d5 is the best move here. I would have to be careful not to get forked on d4, because my bishop and my knight are forkable on that square, but I think for now I'm good. Alright, he chooses to fianchetto his bishop. I'm gonna probably move my bishop out of the way of danger, but I'm not sure where I should move it to. I kind of like the move bishop f2, just making sure he doesn't have any checks on the same diagonal my king's on. It opens up the rook as well. Alright, so he finally goes d5. I'm just going to have to move the queen out of the way. Probably going to swing over to h4. Trades queens, fair enough. I am down a pawn in endgame, so this isn't exactly what I hoped for, but I'm hoping that his pieces are passive enough that I'll be able to justify this decision. I gotta find a better square for my knight, though. It's really not doing anything on c3. Besides making sure he can't take on b2, of course. He might decide to trade rooks, but then I get the open file, and that's something that would be good for me, I assume. He can't really contest the file if he does that. There might be ideas of going knight a4, knight c5, just kind of preventing the bishop from getting outside of its own pawn chain by blocking the pawn that's blocking the bishop. And he pretty much provokes me to do that while blocking his own dark square bishop, so can't be a bad idea to try to exploit how passive his bishops are becoming. Ideas of going knight c5, where it can't be kicked by a pawn, and it's basically outposted. So we're going to do that now. Now I'm attacking the bishop. He's probably going to defend with a rook. He decides to trade rooks, but that gives me the open file, which I'm very happy about. I might have knight e6 in the future to hit the dark square bishop, but I feel like that knight's stronger than the bishop, so I don't know if I even want to do that. I definitely want to go rook e7, though, and infiltrate on the 7th rank. So if he doesn't prevent me from doing that, that's basically my next move. Okay, so he's attacking my bishop, but I'm just going to move out of the way. His bishop's still attacked. It's either got to move or be defended. And then I'm going to go rook e7. Basically, no matter what he does. Now he doesn't have rook b8 to defend the bishop because my dark square bishop holds that square, which is nice. So he decides to move the bishop, which allows me to play rook e7, infiltrate along the 7th rank. Knight e6 is coming, potentially, at some point. Maybe I can reroute my knight, like, to e4 or something, bring it closer to the center. Yeah, that's a very annoying move for sure. I might be losing material here, actually. Because he's attacking my bishop, which is the only thing blocking the bishop's vision of my knight. And I can't go rook e5 to defend both because he controls that square. So yeah, I think I'm dead lost here. Kind of unfortunate. I don't really see any counterattacks, so I'm just going to give up the exchange and hope that I have enough compensation for the material I'm down. His rook really isn't doing anything yet, so if I can strike quickly, then I should be in an okay position. All right. He's basically begging me to take that, but I don't really want to. I'm going to try to centralize my king. This is almost resignable. I'm probably going to resign in a few moves. Down 4 points of material. Not my best game. He's very insistent on the trade, and I can't allow that. I don't have anything else left. My hope is that he'll like walk into a fork or something at some point. I can get back in the game if that happens. I'll just move my bishop since he's attacking it. He is kind of low on time, so there's a slight possibility I can flag him, but 4 minutes should be enough time to convert this to a win. I'm not really sure where I went wrong in this game, besides allowing the queen trade when I was down a pawn. That's probably the biggest problem here. I am threatening knight d6, which forks the rook, the knight, the rook, the king, and the bishop. So maybe I'm back in the game, but I don't know. I don't have much hope for this position. It is an opposite colored bishop endgame though, so maybe there's some way I could set up a fortress and have it be a draw. Basically, I need to prevent any of those pawns from becoming passed pawns and just keep his king out of my territory. I'm not doing a very good job of that, but not all hope's lost yet, I would say. Okay, maybe now all hope is lost. Yeah, I think I'm going to resign in a minute. I don't see any possible way I could survive this. We pretty much just have to hope that somehow I can create a fortress down 3 pawns, which seems unlikely. Because what he's going to do is he's going to push the h-pawn up the board, trade it for my g-pawn, and then the f-pawn becomes basically unstoppable. He's also got a 3-on-1 majority on the queen side, which doesn't help. I still have a little hope I can flag the guy or something like that, but this looks really bad. Okay. We're just gonna move back and forth until we lose, basically. Nothing else we can do here. There's no good moves in this position. Yeah, here he goes. He's trading the pawn off, and that's very bad for me. Now he can push d2, and yeah, I just resign. Because I can't take it. I can't take that without losing my bishop, and it's game over, so I resign.